Hello everyone. So far we have learned with single phase circuit, and what we have found that a single phase AC power circuit or system consists of a generator, means we have one source of power connected through a pair of wire, that is called transmission line, to a load. So first we have some kind of generation, after that transmission, and finally we are using that kind of electrical power. So basically this module is called single phase system, and till now we have analyzed about the single phase system, and basically this is the equivalent diagram of the single phase system. Here ZL represents the impedance, and I am assuming that here I have arbitrary connection of RLC circuit, and basically here I have generator, and Vp is the RMS magnitude of the source, and phi is the phase. What is more common in practice is a single phase 3-wire system. So now I am going to show you the single phase 3-wire system. So in this particular system we have two identical sources. So here you can see that Vp and phi is angle. It is important to note here that Vp is the RMS magnitude. So I am talking about Vp, that is RMS value. So I have two identical sources, and whenever we are telling identical source, means both source have equal RMS value of voltage and also in the same phase. So you can see that phase is same. So we have written these two in phasor form basically, and that are connected to load by two outer wires. So here you can see that I have outer wire A and B, and after that I have one neutral line. So this is basically neutral line. So this is the neutral line. So neutral line. So in this way we are connecting, and here you can see that whenever we are doing connection, so in order to maintain proper connection, I have written A here, a small letter, and here I have used capital letter A. So similar kind of terminology now I am going to follow in this part of lecture. So what is main advantage of this single phase 3-wire type? That suppose that we have done some kind of wiring inside our normal house, and I have several electrical household appliances, and some may operate on 120 volt, some other may operate on 240 volt. So from this connection it is possible to show that if I connect here and here, then I will get 240 volt. So due to that reason this connection has some benefit. Due to that reason we are talking about single phase 3-wire type connection. Now here it might possible that I have more than one sources, and in all sources I am going to maintain the same kind of amplitude and same kind of frequency. So let us try to see the next definition, and next definition is the definition of polyphase. And what is meaning of polyphase? So now we are going to consider some kind of circuits or systems in which the AC source operate at same frequency but different phase. So here frequency remains the same, but now I have different value of the phases. Whatever system I have discussed above, here you can again see that frequency as well as phase both are same. But now I am going to generalize it, and here I am allowing that now source can operate at the same frequency but different in phases, and this is called the polyphase. So this part of lecture I am going to concentrate on the circuit that is also called polyphase circuits. So see this figure. Here I have two phase. One phase is 0 degree and another phase is 90 degree, and I have three wire, and again middle wire is neutral. So this circuit is called two phase three wire system, and in this particular connection you can see that I have basically two different kind of phase. So basically it is little bit different from the single phase. And what is difference? Basically a two phase system, here in this figure I am considering the two phase system, is produced by a generator consisting of two coils placed perpendicular to each other, so that voltage generated by one lags the other by 90 degree, and due to that reason I have written 0 degree phase here and minus 90 degree phase here. So due to placement of the coils we are able to generate these kind of different phase, but frequency remains the same. And by the same way, now let us see the next figure, and here in this figure now I have three different phase, 0 degree, minus 120 degree or plus 120 degree, and frequency remains the same. So a three phase system is produced by a generator. So I have single generator consisting of three source having the same amplitude and frequency but out of phase with each other by 120 degree. And I will show you the how to construct the three phase generator and how basically three different voltage are generated due to one single generator in the next part of this lecture. And basically this three phase 4 wire system, so here in this, so I have 3 wire and this wire, last wire, is basically neutral. And basically I have three different impedance. So this is again the another example of the polyphase system where three phases are involved and frequency and amplitude are same. And basically three phase system are relatively more economical than single phase system. Due to that reason, these these kind of connection is very much useful. And if you see any network inside your room or inside your lab, it is possible to show that basically we are connecting in this particular way only, means three phase 4 wire system. So I will discuss the connection part in the last part of this course. Then you are able to understand that how basically we are making connection inside our lab or inside our room. And I have already told you that three phase systems or polyphase systems are more economical. So due to that reason, it is widely acceptable in order to deliver or in order to make the connection. So let us try to see the reason for this, why people are prefer the three phase connection. So what is most important point, that nearly all electrical power is generated and distributed in three phase at the operating frequency of 50 Hz, and in some part of world people are also using 60 Hz. And when one phase or two phase inputs are required, they are taken from the three phase system rather than generate it independently. So from three phase system, it is possible to realize the single phase as well as double phase. So due to that reason, this is the one of the reason the wide acceptability of this kind of interconnection or this kind of topology, you can tell. And if you see the situation of industry, then basically in industry we are require the more phase. And if you talk about the aluminum industry, where 48 phases are required for melting purpose. So suppose now if you have just single phase, then you can think that you have to make 48 independent type of connection to melt something. But here at least we have no need to worry about the single phase because this is polyphase system. So this is the first advantage. Second is that the instantaneous power in three phase system can be constant. We will drive this result in the next part of this course. Due to this reason, uniform power transmission and less vibration of the three phase machine. So that is the second advantage. So just you can write point by point. So first point we have discussed that from three phase it is possible to take one phase or two phase. So this is the first advantage. And what we found that second advantage we are getting that whatever instantaneous power, and we already know the definition of instantaneous power. So instantaneous power in a three phase system can be constant, and due to this reason I can talk about the uniform power transmission in case of three phase, as well as and less vibration of three phase machines, because now we are able to understand that how many processes are running each and every day to produce our required need. Due to that reason, this second point is very important. And third point, for the same amount of power, the three phase system is more economical than the single phase. Also, the amount of wire required for a three phase system is less than that required for a equivalent single phase system. So that is the another third advantage. So let us quote down that. So because several time if you attend some interview related to the power system, people are asking these type of questions. So for the same amount of power, the three phase system is more economical than the single phase, and we will, here I am just writing the statement, but next lecture I am going to also show that mathematically that why I am writing these kind of sentence. The amount of wire required for a three phase system is less than that required for an equivalent single phase system. So now let us try to see that how basically one can generate three phase voltage, and here I am going to use one word that is called balance three phase voltage. Basically this balance means somehow we are talking about the all voltages are equal in magnitude and out of phase with each other by 120 degree. So that is the meaning of balance. We will see the formal definition in the later part of this lecture. So first try to understand that how basically one can produce balance three phase voltage using some kind of AC generator. So let us try to see the block diagram, or also you can tell that equivalent diagram or cross sectional view of the three phase AC generator. So if you see the cross sectional view of the three phase AC generator, so it basically consisting of a rotating magnet, and that rotating magnet I have shown in this middle part of this figure. So basically we are talking about this particular magnet. So I am not going to write anything in this figure otherwise. So basically I am talking about this rotating magnet, and this rotating magnet is called the rotor. So this is basically rotor is rotating magnet. And this rotating magnet is surrounded by a stationary winding that is called the stator. So basically you can see that I have shown the stator by this arrow. So this is the stator, and basically I have to produce three different phase. So due to that reason, three separate winding or coils with terminal, and here you can see that I have three terminals, A dash, B dash, and C dash are physically placed at 120 degree around the stator. So you can able to see the angle between A dash, B dash, and C dash, that is 120 degree. And if you see the terminal A and A dash, so here I have terminal A and here I have terminal A dash. Stand for one of the end of coil, and basically if you see this figure, then coils are going into and the other end coming out. So in this way we are seeing using this figure, or by the seeing this particular cross section, that one part is going in and another part is going out. And basically you already know the principle that as the rotor rotates, its magnetic field cuts the flux from the three coils and induces voltage in coils. So during the course of electromagnetism, we have already learned that suppose that if I have some magnet and I have some current, if there exists some kind of relative velocity between the current and that magnet, then automatically some voltage is produced, or some kind of sinusoidal voltage is produced. So based on same philosophy, we are going to generate here three voltage of same magnitude but different in phase. And since the coil are placed 120 degree apart, the induced voltages in the coils are equal in magnitude but out of phase by 120. And in next figure I am going to show the same. So basically the generated voltage are 120 apart from each other, and this is due to the physical placing of the coils, and I have placed the coil at 120 degree. So here I have three different voltage, and you can see that I have retained voltage here. This is neutral line, this is neutral line. So I am seeing the voltage of A with respect to neutral line, voltage of B with respect to neutral line, voltage of C with respect to the neutral line, and if you plot that with respect to time, then that is basically sinusoidal or same same shape basically, but due to the placement of the coils at 120 degree, all three are 120 degree apart. So same kind of things are basically reflected from this figure. Since each coil can be regarded as a single phase generator by itself, the three-phase generator can supply power to the both single phase and three phase load. Due to that reason, we have written the first point, that it is possible to interpret that each particular coil as a single generator, and due to that reason independent supply is also possible. So now if you see the typical three-phase system, that three-phase system consists of three voltage source connected to load by 3 or 4 wire. So basically here now I am going to talk about the three-phase voltage sources. So first I will talk about the voltage source, and after that I will going to talk about the load also. So basically here I have 4 wire connection, or I have 4 different transmission wire or transmission line, and one is the neutral. So basically three phase system, one can also interpret, is the equivalent to the 3 single phase circuit, and if you interpret the voltage source, so that can be either connected in the Y form, and let us, so this is the Y form. Let us see the next connection, and this connection is delta connection. So during the first part of the course we have already seen that I can connect the resistor also in these two connections. So same kind of things we are basically doing here for the voltage source also. So here you can see that in case of the D connection, we are not adding the neutral line, and we will discuss that kind of things in the later part of today's lecture. But for time being, you can see here that if I will do delta connection, then we are connecting like this. So here plus minus, and plus is connected to the minus of this in this way, and here from here we are taking the supplies. Now you can see that here I have used the three different terminology, that is, in case of delta connection I am calculating voltage with respect to each other, but if you see here I am calculating voltage of A with respect to N. So I have VAN, VBN and VCN are respectively between the line ABC and the neutral line, and these voltages are called the phase voltages. So let us first discuss the Y connection, and here in case of Y connection I have basically the 3 voltage. So let us, because sometime uh, people are using these kind of terminology, so you have to become familiar with that. So the let us write in form of the remark the voltage VAN, VBN and VCN are respectively between lines A, B and C, and the neutral line and the neutral line N, we are denoting these voltages are called phase voltage. And now after that I have another connection, so I will talk about this connection after some time, but let us here see that this is called balance phase voltage. So we have defined the phase voltage, and phase voltage is what we have seen, that is the voltage between A and the neutral line, B and the neutral line, C and the neutral line. If these voltages, so I have 3 different voltage, have same magnitude and same frequency, and if they are out of phase with each other by 120 degree, then the voltages are said to be balanced. So that is the meaning of balance phase voltage. So first what I have done, that I have taken the Y connection, and in the Y connection I have defined the phase voltage, and after that I have checked the magnitude and frequency. If magnitude and frequency all are same, then that is called balance. And what is meaning of unbalanced then? If amplitude, because frequency obviously going to remain the same, because polyphase system we are talking about, so I have different phase, but we are assuming that frequency is the same, so that is the meaning of unbalanced phase voltage. But in this particular course I am going to focus on the balance phase voltage. And it is very easy to show that since everywhere I am connecting voltage with respect to N, so mathematically I can able to write like this, that I have, so basically I have VAN plus VBN plus VCN equal to 0, and that is not difficult to see from the figure, because whatever way we have representing the voltage AN, BN and CN, then it is possible to show this. And basically it is also possible to show that magnitude is also equal. So VBN plus VCN. So that is the meaning of the balance phase voltages. And since these voltages are 120 degree out of phase with each other, due to that reason I have basically two possible combination, and one possible combination, that is I'm going to show using the figure, and after that I will come to the definition. So one possibility is like this. Here you can see that VAN I have, that is nothing but VP is the RMS value of voltage and phase is 0 degree. VBN, if you observe that is nothing but VP and with phase difference of 120, and after that I have VCN, and that is the VP, and that is minus 240 degree you can write, or you can also able to write like this plus 120 degree. So both are the same. So basically I have this kind of, if I have this kind of sequence, then I can represent using this particular figure. So I have, if you see the sequence of the voltage, so that is known as a ABC, and that because first A will appear, and after that I have B, and after that I am talking about the C. So this is called ABC sequence or positive sequence. In this phase sequence, basically VAN, so here I have VAN, that basically leads VBN by 120 degree, which turns lead VCN by again 120 degree. And this sequence is produced when rotor rotates in counterclockwise. So if that will rotate like this, means in counterclockwise direction, so basically this is due to counterclockwise rotation of the rotor, and then basically positive sequence come into picture. Now let us try to see that if rotor will rotate in the clockwise direction, then what is the situation. So here you can see that now I have another phase voltage, that is VP 0 degree, VCN is VP minus 120 degree, and lastly I have VBN, that is VP minus 240 degree, and I equivalently I can write also by 120 degree with plus sign. So this sequence, if you plot, then this sequence is called the negative sequence, and in this particular sequence VAN leads VCN. In the positive sequence VAN leads VCN basically, but here VAN leads the VCN by 120 degree, and which turn leads VBN by again 120 degree. So basically now I have sequence like A C B sequence, and this is produced by the clockwise rotation of the rotor. So basically I have two different kind of sequences, and it is possible to show that from this sequence, because whenever I am defining the balance voltage, at that time we are writing the VAN plus VBN plus VCN equal to 0. So let us check it. So now I have VAN plus VBN plus VCN, and that is VP 0 degree plus VP minus 120 degree plus VP plus 120 degree, and if you add these three numbers, then you are able to get the VP 1 minus 0.5 minus J 0. I am writing the same kind of number phasor in form of complex number plus J 0.866, and finally the value of this equal to 0. So in this way we are able to show that summation of VAN plus VBN plus VCN, that is also equal to 0. And once we will understood the two sequence, now let us come to the formal definition, and here I have written the formal definition. So basically I am going to talk about the phase sequence, and the phase sequence is the time order in which the voltage pass through their respective maximum value. So in this way, due to that reason, we are telling that in one, if rotor is rotating counterclockwise, then I have ABC sequence, and if that rotate in clockwise, then we have ACB sequence. And now, after defining this sequence, you may be thinking that why I am giving so much emphasis on this particular sequence, because this sequence is important in three-phase power distribution. It determines the direction of rotation of the motor connected to the power source. So suppose that I have some load as a motor, and I have to know the sequence, means which motor will produce first maxima, because in order to proper distribution of the power, so using these two configuration or these two sequence, it is possible to know that when either maxima occur at C, or maxima occur at B, or maxima occur at A, or maxima occur at B. So due to that reason, these two sequence is very important to understand. Now, before going to the load part, one more part is missing, and that I have told you that I have two different connection. So here you can see that in case of the phase voltage, I have calculated voltage with respect to the neutral, but here I am calculating voltage of one with respect to the other. So this is also called line voltage. So now I am not going to write that, just you can understand, because that is the voltage between two line. Here neutral is not present. So till now what we have seen that in two possible way I can connect the balance load, either that is in Y connection and delta connection, and after that we have seen the phase sequence, means if rotor will rotate clockwise or anti-clockwise, then which maxima comes into picture, that is the interpretation. And based on that, basically we are connecting motors if I have to produce some kind of power to the load. So due to that reason, this sequence, understanding about this sequence is very important. And please do not confuse with this row, whatever direction I am showing omega by, I am showing something by omega here. So please do not confuse here. This is basically just telling that phasor is rotate at an angular velocity omega. So this is the, I am telling that each phasors rotates with at an angular velocity omega. We are not telling that this is the clockwise or counterclockwise direction. So please do not confuse. Now, if we understood the connection of the source, Then let us come to the load, and again same like balance voltage, I have balance definition of balance load, and load may be some kind of capacitor, inductor or resistor. So in frequency domain we have already seen the concept of the phasor, because you can see that everywhere in this particular part of lecture we are just concentrated on the steady state response, and we are throughout we are using the notion of phasors. Due to that reason I am going to use the impedance for in order to denote the loads. So now let us try to understand that what is meaning of the load. And load is basically, connection of load is basically depending on the our requirement. So let us try to see that what is different possible topology to represent the load. So first definition is of balance load. So balance load is one in which the phase impedance are equal in magnitude and in phase. So that is the meaning of the balance load. And again if you see the topology, so same kind of topology like the source, I have two different kind of topology. So one topology is called the Y connected load. So this is basically the diagram of Y connected load. Again here you can see that I have one neutral line associated here if I am talking about the Y connection. So generally ABC, meaning of ABC here is, if you see the source, then at that time also we are using the ABC, means this line A is going to connect with that A, this B part is going to connect with that B part, and C that is going to connect with that C part. That is the means rough meaning of this kind of symbol. So after that I have same like the two topology in case of source. I have here also second topology that is called delta connected load. And what we have seen that in case of delta connected load I have no neutral line. So similarly here I have no neutral line. So, and we have already talked about the balance load. So let us try to understand what is meaning of unbalanced load. So a Y or delta connected load is said to be unbalanced if the phase impedance are not equal in magnitude or phase. So I have basically phase voltage. So similarly we are defining the phase impedance. So here you can see that in this configuration, if you will come, then things become more clear. What we have seen in case of Y connection, that I have voltage with respect to the neutral line, and whatever voltage I am seeing, that I have defined as a phase voltage. Similarly here you can see that if you see this terminal from A to N, then I have Z1, and this is called the phase impedance. And similarly in case of delta I am talking about line voltage. So here I am writing the line impedance. So like that similar kind of terminology people are using. So now at least I hope that you are able to understand the terminologies. So unbalanced load means phase impedance means I am talking about the Y connected. So let us come to the Y connected. So Y connected load, and meaning of unbalanced load is that either phase impedance are not equal in magnitude or in phase. That is the meaning of unbalanced load. So we will see the balance as well as unbalanced load in the next part of this course. And whenever I have balance load, it means that somehow I am talking about the Z1 equal to Z2 equal to Z3, and I am denoting that this is Y connected, so all are, so this is the balanced load. And Zy here one can define like this. So I am going to change the color. So basically here Zy is the load impedance per phase. Similarly, if we will talk about the balance delta connected load, at that time I am able to write ZA equal to ZV equal to ZC, and that is equal to Z delta, where Z delta is the load impedance per line. Because I have already told you that I am using terminology like line voltage, line impedance. Due to that reason, I have written like this. And it is possible to transform Y connection to delta and delta to Y connection. So this kind of things is possible, and that is exactly same like whatever we have learned during the resistor part. So due to that reason, I am not going to again discuss here. Just you can check that how, if I have resistor, then how basically I am converting Y connection to delta connection, because here you can able to interpret Z impedance like somehow that is like the some kind of resistance only, but here complex quantity also involved. So now let us come to the combination. Combination means now I have understood that how to connect the source. I have also understood that how to connect the load. Due to that reason, now I have four different possibility. So let us try to see that what is four possibility, because in the next part of this lecture I am going to talk about the all possible possibility. So four CVLTLITY. So four possibility is like this. I am going to talk about the Y Y connection. So meaning of Y Y connection is source is Y connected and load is also Y connected. Similarly, I have second one, that is Y and delta connection. So here in the second part, what I am talking about, that now I have source is connected in form of Y, but load is connected in form of the delta. Similarly, I have delta to delta connection, and final one I am going to talk, that is delta to Y connection. So in this way I have four different possibility. So I will discuss each possibility by taking one lectures. Before closing the today's lecture, I am going to discuss something about the best possibility among these, because I have four different choice. So one may think that which choice is more proper. Due to that reason, it is appropriate to mention here that a balanced delta connected load is more common than a balanced Y connected load. So if we have to talk about the load, at that time we will prefer the balanced delta connected load, and this is due to the ease with which load may be added or removed from each phase of delta connected load. Basically, this is very difficult with a Y connected load, because most of time neutral may not be accessible. So suppose that if I connect my load in form of Y, then obviously neutral is needed, and neutral is not accessible. So if you want to change some load, then it is very difficult. But in case of delta, since neutral is not involved, so it is pretty easy to change the load. Due to that reason, people prefer the delta connection at the means delta connection topology for the connecting the load. On the other hand, delta connected source are not common in practice because of circulating current that will result in the delta mesh if three phase voltages are slightly unbalanced, because I cannot give guarantee that all voltages are exactly the same. If some mismatch happens, then one mesh current is basically generated, because then summation is not equal to 0. So due to that reason, we are avoiding the delta connected source. So best, try to select the best. So I have, this is the optimal possibility. Second one, that I have Y connected source and delta connected load, and you have already understood the region. Now let us come to the one numerical example, and actually in this course I have just defined the definitions So basically not much difficult numerical problems are involved. Just connecting the source are very important. Means if you have to connect motors, then sequence play a very important role. So due to that reason, I have selected one numerical from the phase sequence. So suppose that I have certain kind of phase sequence that is provided here. So I have basically phase sequence like this, and I have to check that either that is ABC or ACB. So whenever this kind of question comes into picture, then you have to just convert that in form of phasor, and from the phasor one can able to notice that VAN leads to VCN. You are knowing the how basically we are talking leading and lagging. So now I am not going to discuss. So VAN leads VCN by 120 degree, and VCN in turns lead VBN by 120 degree. So basically I have ACB sequence, and so whenever we have ACB sequence means we are talking that rotor is moving clockwise. That is the meaning. So now let us come for the conclusion. So what we have seen in today's lecture, that basically we are talking about the polyphase circuits, and we have talking about the three phase balance voltage source, and after that we have talked about the topology. We have also seen that how basically one can generate, how basically using the generator I can able to generate three same voltage source with different phase. We have also understood the interconnection about the loads, and finally we have understood that what is the best configuration among all four possibility. So with these remark I am going to close the today's lecture. Thank you very much.